Looking to transform your family game nights? At Perfectly Picked Games, we specialize in family games that bring everyone closer. Our games aren't just fun. Kids and teens will learn how to take turns, develop basic strategy skills, and understand the thrill of winning and grace of losing. With our exclusive gift of games, you can give months of gaming excitement to your family. Choose a 3-month or 6-month gift, and we'll deliver hand-picked family games to your doorstep every month. And here's the best part. Right now, you can use the promo code GOLDENMOJO and receive 20% off your selected plan. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. Use promo code GOLDENMOJO and save 20% today at Perfectly Picked Games.
Welcome to the United States of Paranormal Podcast. Sit down and buckle up for an enlightening ride through everything cryptid, creepy, and paranormal.
Hello, all of my paranormal freaks out there. It is I, Golden Jay, hanging out with
the Rocker Chick
and
JDubb.
And today we have special guest Austin I'm going to mess it up. Kraska. I knew I was going to mess it up every time. Austin, welcome to the United States Paranormal.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Nice to see everybody.
Welcome.
You too. It's been a few weeks since we've seen you. What, about a month or so? I think. Relatively
right
pretty close.
End of January.
Yeah.
Almost.
For those that don't know, Austin is a filmmaker, and his YouTube page is Austin the Ghost Files. And we've done the teasers and we talked about it, and he had come over to Warsaw to film JDubb's story.
Yep.
And we are super excited for this to come out. Hopefully, if everything works out, as you're listening to this, he is just finishing up the final, I don't know what you want, the final edits and the final prep to get it up to your channel.
Yep. Basically just got to do some minor things, and the narration has to be recorded, and that's pretty much it. And then I have to get it thumbnail made and stuff like that, but that's all small stuff. But yeah, it's pretty close to being done. 100%.
Nice.
So for you, when you come in and do a session like this, because I was fortunate enough to come over and hang out with you guys for a little while.
Right.
And, you had your list of questions and stuff that you had ready, and you sat down. What is your process on filtering out what you want back in your documentary after? Because you guys recorded for what, like 4 or 5 hours of interview? And you're gonna take this down to right around an hour on the page, is that right?
Yeah. So pretty much everything's included, but there was a lot of stuff that wasn't directly about the story, or there was a lot of stuff that may have been repeated, and I took whatever clip that I felt was better, or I didn't want to put the same thing in twice or anything like that. But it's there's not a ton of narration. It's pretty much just straight up interviews, but there is I tried to build the story for where it has a climax and has an ending and stuff like that. So I really did take my time with the script and how I wanted it to go, but everything is pretty much included. I can't think of any everything that wasn't included in The Haunting is in there, and everything they showed, but it's actually real and what happened and not fabricated.
Right.
So yeah, it's just based off purely what they encountered.
Yes, because I originally watched A Haunting, when I first met JDubb, and then she come in and did the interview with us when Alicia was still with us, and I remember I took a lot of flack from the rocker chick. She's like, "Why did you just shut up and let her talk?" Because I was so involved with, hey, what did they fabricate and what's real and what and all this stuff and rocker chick's like, God damn, you just need to shut up and let her just tell her story. But
Jeremy likes to talk.
well, it's true. I'm a talker. What do you want? But I did notice that, you were veering, I know you're veering towards the true story, like what we did. But did you find a lot of the differences in what a haunting did compared to the original story, the real story?
Yeah, so I was kind of looking back at it a little bit just to see like everything, and well, it kind of like actually like when I was editing my own video, I noticed a lot of things that just didn't match up with the episode, like that I remembered. And towards the end of the documentary, there is like a portion dedicated to where they kind of talk about Jennifer and Sean talk about their experience being on the show, and it's kind of raw. Like I didn't change anything. Like what they had to say is pretty much there. So yeah, I mean everything's pretty much included. I try to get everything in there, and it took a lot of time, but I didn't want to. Like I know it seems kind of short, but it's really packed in there.
Yeah, because there is a lot of story to tell in there. And I mean, I know that you said you've kind of kept it around an hour, but I mean, if it was longer, then it's longer. But
Yeah, it's just
so be it.
I wasn't going for a time limit or anything. It was just kind of how it ended up.
Right on.
Yeah,
it's a great story, JDubb. I mean,
it is. It is.
I didn't. Yeah, you're right. I didn't live it because.
Oh, and at the end, I did include like a little shout out to the podcast.
Oh, awesome! Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you knew I'd come beat you up if we did.
Dang, that 4-hour drive is not that far right now. Come on. Oh, so how long have you been doing the actual documentaries? I mean, you've been doing some other things, which I want to talk about here in just a little bit. But how long have you been working on the documentaries now?
Probably about a year and a half. But I've been kind of building up my editing and skills like that stuff, so I can get to like that point where I could do stuff like that, because it's hard enough to do as one person, but to know what you're doing and stuff is another thing too. So I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. No, I'm sorry.
I just try to like really implement like skill, like editing techniques that are shown on TV and stuff like that. I'm always trying to like one up my game.
Right.
Not to necessarily be better than others, but I also really enjoy what I do, so it's easy for me to kind of like learn new things and stuff like that. But I always try to like, I don't know, make my stuff as good as it can be instead of just like being lazy about it, I guess.
Right.
You're not trying to be like better than anybody else. You're trying to be better than yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Which leads into my question. When I do the videos and stuff, I have a lot of self-doubt when I finish one. I watch it 2 or 3 times and then it's like, oh, and then you go back and you change this or change that. Do you run that process in your head then also, or?
Yeah, I do have a lot of self-doubt. Like the video, the last video documentary I released, well, I knew it was a good story, but I don't know. Like I always get I have like that self-doubt, like, oh, is it good? Like, will people like it, or like the way I edited it or whatever, and the music I chose and stuff like that. So, and then it ended up doing really well. But yeah, I do. I try to go back and I revise like all my videos probably like 3-4 times, and there's so much to revise too. So like each time I'll miss something, or when I'm looking for something, I'll notice something else. Like it's such a tedious process.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I found.
like, what was it, a couple days after or that did the interview, you sent me a screenshot and you're like, I'm not happy with this. I was like, I don't see anything different. You're the
Yeah,
professional, not
I
me.
I just felt like Sean was kind of leaning back a little bit, so he wasn't like totally in focus, but it ended up looking okay. So it's all
Just
good.
okay.
I mean,
it is
I
John.
mean, your shot looked better, just like the way it was shot.
Well,
But
I am. I am the one.
Sean
Where
likes
is-
to be kept in the dark.
Yeah, he does. He'd be okay with it.
how is Sean? Where is he?
He doesn't do this though.
Oh, okay.
He's a ween. No, him and his son are farting around.
You guys should have him on sometime.
we've had him
Okay.
on. Well, kinda. He was here and he did a show with us, but I don't think he was planning on being on mic, but I lit one up just for him, just in case.
We called him Esteban.
Yeah, and he ended up actually being a big part of the show. We did talk a little bit about the house and stuff like that when he was here, and
Right.
just a couple oddball questions I had for him from his perspective, but not nearly as in depth of what you're going to get with it coming with this documentary. What are you calling the documentary?
So it was kind of, I don't know. I've been going back and forth on a couple things. Kind of like a more basic one would just be like, well, it's kind of like, I don't know how to put it.
Hmm.
I was torn because her name was Jennifer Patterson, and that's like what people know her for, I guess, from The Haunting. And then, but she's married to Sean, so now she's Jennifer Williams. So I don't know.
Well, if you
I don't
put
know.
Patterson, you're probably going to get more hits with it because whenever anybody's
That's what I was
Jennifer
thinking
Patterson,
too.
then
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But then I wanted to put Sean in it, but then it's like kind of long because there's like a length.
You don't have to put Sean in it.
they'll see him. They'll see him.
My original pick was going to be The Haunting of Jennifer and Sean Williams, but now it's A Haunting in Indiana, the true story of Jennifer Patterson.
There you go. That's
I like
good.
it. I like it.
Sweet.
Yeah. Well, all I know is that we need to make sure that when it comes out, we get it posted on our Facebook, and we'll share it on all of our personal pages. Then from there on, from that post, but I am definitely looking forward to it coming out, and excited to see all of what you put together. Like I said, I know I was there for just a very short time, and I got to sit in on both Sean and Jen's interviews, and I'm just super excited to see what comes out of it. So
thank you. I appreciate that.
Watching your other stuff, I really like your filmography and the way you see things and your cuts, and everything was real clean. I love that about your other docuseries that you did, and so like I said, I'm just excited to see it.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me.
So
really
for
does.
all those listening, it is Austin the Ghost Files on YouTube. You can find it. We'll have a link in our show notes and all that stuff when the episode comes out, so you can just click on it and go from there. So we're like, I'm super excited.
Cool. I'll also share out this podcast episode whenever it releases. Just send me the link, or I'll go find it or something, and I'll post it everywhere.
We will do that. So we talked about you kind of building into doing documentaries, but when I met you, you had your dad with you.
Yeah.
And I got a chance to talk to him, and he was telling me that you guys kind of started by you started by going ghost hunting, really, and was doing some of the filming for like I don't know what to say, the ghost hunts, but because I know that you guys are coming out of Ohio, close to the I messed it up again.
I'm right by Lake Erie.
Oh,
actually.
you're up more by Cleveland than
Yeah.
by hold on. How the hell do you pronounce it again?
The Chattanooga River?
The Cuyahoga Valley National Park?
Cuyahoga?
Cuyahoga. Words are hard, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but
you're good. You're good.
I know that the last time I was in your area, we went to Blossom Music Center, which is in that park. We stayed in a hotel just outside, and we did Cleveland for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and all that stuff. So, but you're up more towards Lake Erie area, but you actually did an investigation of Helltown, right?
I've been there, but I don't think I posted a video
Right
on my
on.
channel. I might have done something on there. If it was 3-4 years ago. But yeah, I've been there plenty of times.
Really?
Yeah. It's I mean, I don't to be honest, like if I'm being real, I don't really buy into the whole haunted thing about it. Like I don't really think it's haunted. I just think that there was I mean, who knows really, but I think that there was just some evacuation because of some waste or something, and people had to leave and all the houses were abandoned and stuff like that. And I don't know, like the internet came around and all the legends started, I guess. That's just my best guess, but I never really noticed anything too weird when I went there. Not saying it's not haunted. I mean, I'm sure people have stirred up stuff.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was really cool because we had done an episode on that, and then we got to talking, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we've been there," and I'm like, "Well, shit." So, what else? As you were building that and you were doing some of your ghost hunting, where else did you go?
At first, it was just like a lot of places that didn't like I kind of just tried to get anything I could, like anything that had a decent story that I mean back then I wasn't as I don't know. I didn't know as much. So I kind of just did cemeteries and things like that, but that stuff's cool and all, like if urban legends and different stuff. I mean, I was always into like history though. Like I like the factual stuff that's happened. Like, of course, I like, when people tell their ghost stories and stuff, like a haunting and stuff, like not when you fabricate it, but like just the fact that like it's an interview with somebody telling their experience. I like all that stuff, even though you can't 100%, like if you didn't see it, some people might not, some people won't believe something until they see it.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, it's just what I've had stuff happen, so I guess, when I see stories, I kind of, I think it's real. Like if I try to debunk a lot of stuff too, but, I also, for my documentaries, I really try to pick stories that I feel like are true, of course, and just, are different in some way or just really like, I don't know, scary, I guess.
Right. Yeah, you want to get the real story, basically. You're not something that possibly could have, maybe should have, or may not have. Yeah, none of that.
Yeah, because I was a big fan of A Haunting, but it was pretty disappointing to learn like that they pretty much fabricate everything in all the episodes. It's just like because I've talked to probably 4 or 5 people that have been on the show, and some like Jennifer was probably like the worst. Like she thought they fabricated hers the worst, I'd say. But there was like most of the other people said like the same thing too. Like they just didn't stick with the story. Like the main plot was there, but a lot of things that happened throughout were just changed, or the way the people acted, or in the dramatizations, stuff happens that didn't happen at all. and just a lot of that. And yeah, Jennifer's was really bad though, because when I rewatched the episode, it was just, yeah, it was bad.
I agree with you 100%. I did the same thing. I mean, after sitting down and talking to her about all of the actual events compared to what the show was, and it was like, I think the biggest one for me was the rocking chair, which really kind of just pissed me off because, it was like in the show they talk about her pulling this thing out of the attic when in fact it was yours, wasn't it? I mean, yeah, it wasn't left in the house at all. And then the whole story kind of revolved around this rocking chair. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I guess if you're going to fabricate something, you got to have something to revolve it around. But
And the flies too.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's
they weren't underneath the rocking chair.
And the other thing I noticed with the flies is they started with the flies like right when the episode started.
Yeah.
But Jennifer said that the flies didn't start until Sean moved in.
Yep.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah. So like they played it off like the flies were like a problem, like right when she moved in the house.
I think they were trying to keep it as close to the demon house as they possibly could, because all the stories revolve around the fly starting right away at that place. But I don't know.
Yeah, you guys heard about that place?
Oh yeah.
That Zach Baggins started or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys ever been by it or anything? Like I know it's gone, but
I have not. Yeah,
going through that mountain.
Is that are you guys close to that?
What are we? Maybe 2 hours from it, maybe.
Oh wow!
I would think we're closer than that because you can get to Chicago in 2 hours.
So
okay,
what do you guys think about it? Like, is it BS or?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
I think it's BS.
What do you know about it, Rocker Chick? You've been awful quiet over there.
I don't know. I think there was something definitely maybe wrong with the little boy that lived there. Talking or watching some of the shows, and the nurse, I think, that took care of him, or I can't remember who it was, but yeah, she was pretty freaked out.
Yeah.
Like something was really wrong with that boy. But
listen, my jump on the whole thing is I think there's something going on with the house. There was something going on with the house. But when Baggins comes in and all of a sudden it's ruined his vision and he is terrified of this place and he tears it down, to me there's something there that doesn't quite mesh correctly. And once again, we talk about fabrications of stories and overhype of stories. And I think sometimes that's the direction that team goes in. And he played it out for a long time with his glasses and all that stuff. But I don't know. I think he is a mastermind. I think he's a brilliant producer. And he knows how to keep people coming back to his shows for his investigations. And I don't believe in half of the things that they go do see or that they come up with. I mean, we have met people, we've talked to people, we've been very fortunate to interview people who live it, like JDubb, or like Tanya from the College on the Hill, or Oracle, or Brian. I mean, we've been very fortunate to be around people who live it and know what they're talking about, but don't embellish it, so I don't know. I never met the man, so I don't know exactly what his thought process is, but I think in that particular case, there was something going on and he just wanted to end it. So that's why he tore it down. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. It's become silent in this room.
I'm not. No, that's interesting. I'm not too educated on the whole house, but I did, look into it years ago, and I thought it was cool. But yeah, like Jen said, I don't know. I think it's kind of BS. Like I think it probably was haunted, but then I think again, that Zach Baggins probably came in and exaggerated the whole thing. So that's probably what happened. Who knows though?
What I can't figure out though is why he destroyed it. Did he level
It's
it?
in Gary.
You can't sell
it's
tickets
in
in Gary. Yeah, it's in Gary.
Oh my gosh.
That's why we're not going up that way.
No, I ain't going. I don't want to get shot.
Is it really that bad out there?
Yeah.
Wow.
You want to hear a story?
Yeah.
How bad it is?
Sure.
When I worked at Meijer, okay, Austin, I'm going to tell you this. I'm not very ladylike. Okay?
Uh-oh.
I worked at Meijer, and I was going to Kenosha, Wisconsin to open a new Meijer store. My rental car was a brand new convertible Camaro. And guess what town you have to drive through to get to Chicago? Gary.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I wasn't stopping, even if I had to shit. No. I would go in my pants.
You didn't bring a bucket with you?
No, that was before. That was pre-bucket. Yeah, no. You get gas before or after Gary. You go to the bathroom before or after. You do not stop in Gary. You just...
Yeah. I've never been there, but yeah, I don't want to go.
Really the only thing in Gary worth going to is the Hard Rock Casino.
They have a casino there?
They do, the Hard Rock, where we've been to several concerts there. We've seen Daughtry and Lita Ford.
Oh, you guys saw Daughtry?
Oh, hell yeah. That was on the Rocker
sick.
Chicks bucket list, so we had to go. But yeah, musically great. Stage show was nothing but lights, so you could barely see them. It was just all flashing lights all the time. So, but musically, the band was fucking.
Oh yeah,
I like
awesome.
Daughtry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Papa Roach, I think we seen up there too. Was that all we
You
seen?
saw Papa Roach too?
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
Papa Roach is amazing.
Yeah, I like him too.
We got Skid Row, Warrant, Lita Ford. I'm trying to think of all the bands that were up there.
Holy
Hollywood
shit.
Undead.
Was it like a festival?
No, these were on separate occasions. We drove up different times. But yeah.
That's sweet.
But that's on the outskirts. I mean,
It is. It's right off of the 80-90 or whatever road that is. It's on a big road. You jump off, you're at the casino. You jump back on your. Oh,
but you're
man.
in Gary. You're in Gary, though. You said.
Yeah, it's true. Who are in Gary?
I would probably run from the car and run to the car.
It's really not that bad in that little bit of area, but I think we ended up taking some back roads in one time by accident. We were at a wedding in Crawfordsville trying to get to that Lita Ford concert, and we ended up having some back roads between Maryville and Gary. Ooh, good times.
Made your butthole pucker.
It did. Yep.
Anyways, so how do you pick which stories you want to do a documentary on?
So I was always actually like a big fan of a haunting, and I just try to find people that were in the surrounding states that I was just interested in a lot of the stories they shared on there. And like the show was around when I was growing up too, so I don't know, like it was also something that sparked my interest. So I was always like into that show, and so that's how I ended up kind of just like started. That's how I ended up doing like my first documentary and stuff. Like, was a lady that was on a haunting, and yeah, like so I've just been picking my favorite stories that I think are good, or I could contact the people and stuff like that too.
Cool.
So it's like a lot of different things, but I also feel like that's good because their story's already been shared, but so they're out there. But yeah, they fabricate stuff a lot too, so it's like an opportunity for me to give them something that's genuine.
Yep.
So and it's not like something that anybody that I've seen do on YouTube. So I don't know. I've had good success with it, so I've just been doing it.
Good.
So as you finish up the JDubb documentary, have you already picked out your next one?
Yeah, actually. So that's like a problem I've ran into in the past, like not to go into this whole thing, but if I don't have one like lined up, then I'm kind of like out of material to edit. Like once I release whatever I was working on, like I won't have anything ready or footage ready to start on or anything. So it's kind of crucial that I find somebody probably like right when I interview somebody else, like right around that time, so I can just keep the ball rolling, I guess.
Right. You got to keep the feelers out there and see what your next is, so you
Right.
can be set up. Even though you're editing this one, you're already
Yeah.
interviewing for the next one.
It's tough. Like, yeah, there's a lot, but I've been able to manage it well. Like it's a learning process too. Like at first I was so bad at, like I would have gaps, like I would end up just filming something that was close by because I wasn't prepared for my next video. Like it was, yeah, so it's
I know the
process.
feeling. Yeah, I know the feeling oh too well, where you're like, oh crap, I'm not really ready for the next big thing.
Yeah.
So I need to put something out. So you're kind of scrambling to find something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I try not to put myself in that position anymore, but
right.
like a few months ago, like was probably the last time, but I hope it doesn't happen. Like if somebody cancels or something though, like if I have an interview set up and somebody cancels, I might be in a pickle though. But it hasn't happened yet, luckily.
Well, that's cool that you're able to reach out and people that are willing to sit down with you and you know, I know that between the time that you contacted Tusop and JDubb to when you actually recorded was actually very, very quick.
Mm-hmm.
What, maybe 2-3 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was another thing. Like I kind of wasn't prepared, but I knew who I wanted to ask. I guess it was just like a case of when I'm going to reach out to the person. Because I think I always knew I was going to reach out to Jennifer for a while, because I've known about her story for years.
Right.
Like ever since it was on A Haunting, probably. But yeah, so I knew like after I did my last video that I was probably going to reach out to her, but I kind of, yeah, I'll admit, like I was pretty late to ask her. I should have done it earlier, but
What was the
it is
hold
what it I don't know. I get like really in the zone. Like, I don't know. Like with like work and stuff.
I just procrastinate way too long sometimes.
Yeah,
and then I'm like, shit.
It's like procrastination too, of course.
Is this your full-time job then?
Yeah, I've been doing this since July. Well,
Nice.
I did work. I was just doing DoorDash, but like full-time DoorDash, but like I've worked other jobs too, of course, but I was able to finally start making enough money where I could do this full-time and like support like everything I have to pay for.
Nice. Good job.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you. I appreciate it.
We're trying to do the same thing over here, but
It's tough, dude. Like I started my channel like in January of 2020 and I didn't know what I was doing. So it takes time and like, you know, you gotta want it too. Like you can't just, you know, I don't know.
So how many?
You know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean.
So how many followers does the Ghost Files have? Do you know how many?
Yeah, I'm at I think 37,500 something.
Wow.
Right now.
Nice.
Dang. Now you need to get all of them. to like us.
I'll post your guys' podcast everywhere. Like once this comes out, or I could do it like right after this, but if you guys just want me to wait until my episode comes out, or however you want me to do it, but I'll give you guys a big shout out on all my socials.
That would be awesome. We would love that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
You said that you've done some paranormal investigations. Where have you been?
I've been to not really anywhere in Indiana, unfortunately. Like Jennifer was kind of like the first video I filmed in Indiana, but pretty much just places in Ohio. I was at Bobby Mackey's, which they tore down.
I watched that episode.
Yeah, that was like when I was ghost hunting and didn't really have stuff lined up, and yeah, that was a cool place though, but they actually just tore that down.
Yep.
I've been to Franklin's Castle. I don't know if you guys have heard of that in Cleveland.
I have not.
Summerwind?
Yeah, I was at Summerwind. That was like when I first started my channel. That was I wish I could redo that video, but Summerwind's like 13 hours from me, so it's tough.
Is it still there?
No, it's just like ruins. Like the chimneys are still standing. It was like a giant house, but like the walkway up to the house like is all bricks, and it's like a staircase is still there. It's like pretty cool actually, but it's right on the lake. It's yeah, I think that place is that's like one of my favorite stories.
Yeah, I saw that on a haunting, and I saw that. I went through your channel, I was watching it, and I was like, oh, cool.
I wanted to go there so bad. I don't know. Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to go there.
Yeah.
So wait, where is this place at?
Wisconsin.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh yeah,
it was a beautiful place too.
Good old Wisconsin. Yeah. But it's nothing now. It's just ruins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that when we talked about the stuff down in our area, which down in Rochester, which was close. We talked about some different stuff. Like I just did a deal about Fort Wayne, which is a little bit closer, maybe about an hour closer to you than we are. But yeah, there's so much stuff and there's so many places to go out there. It's almost overwhelming.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you guys have probably heard about Mansfield.
Yep.
The
Ohio. Is that the Ohio State Penitentiary?
Yeah. I've never actually. I've been there for like a walk around tour during the day, but I never like ghost hunted there or anything. And when I went was like years ago.
Right.
But have you guys ever been there?
No.
Jeremy's a ween. He'd poop his pants.
Listen, how did I do during our last investigation? Cool as a cucumber, baby.
Yeah, but this is a...
Listen, man, they got Psycho Paracon or Parapsychocon or whatever they call it coming up there in May. We've been kind of looking at that. Our friends from Northwest Indiana Paranormal, Brian and Jessica, are going, and they really want us to go and hang out with them for the day. But once again, we're talking a 4-hour drive, 4-hour drive to get over there.
Where's that at?
It's at the Ohio State Penitentiary there in Mansfield.
Oh wow,
yeah.
I didn't even hear about that. Are you guys?
Yep.
If you guys plan on go, I might go.
All right, I'll let you know what we end up deciding.
What is it?
I think it's in May.
Oh, okay. There's some time.
Dustin Perry, is that how you say his last name? It was from Ghost Hunters. Is scheduled to be there. Dave Schrader. That's actually the reason I really would like to go, because I've had some interaction with Dave Schrader. He's a super nice guy. Early on for the podcast, Alicia reached out to him, and then he set me up with Tom Bernard. from Wisconsin got my music on his show, and so yeah, I'd really like to go and actually introduce myself to Dave. And it's been a while since we've been in contact, but that'd be the real reason I would want to go, is to meet Dave. But of course, you know him from the Hosier Files or something like that. What's the name of that one? Where he goes back and looks over all of the old time paranormal stuff that some of the pre-Ed and Lorraine and all that stuff that he was kind of looking over. He had a full show. He's got several different shows he's worked on, but really nice guy.
That's cool. That'll be there though. That's sweet.
Yeah, they have a very big laundry list of people who are going to be there. So
how much is it for the event?
I'm thinking it's depending on what you want. I think
general admission usually isn't bad, but it's like if you want photos and signatures and all that crap, you drop some.
Yeah, I think the last con that I actually dropped money on, I was like $80 to get my picture taken with Emma Caulfield and get an autograph. And what did I say that out loud? That's yeah, honey, it was $80. I think it's the same thing. I mean, you can buy passes. I think the most expensive VIP pass is like $450 or something like that. But I think the day pass, I think just the pass for one day is like $30 or something like that.
Yeah, and you probably can, like normal conventions, if you have a general admission, you can still go to the panels and stuff. You just can't actually go up and shake their hand and get a picture and a signature.
Yeah. It just depends on how they have it set up. Some of them you can just line up and stand there and meet them and pay your money to them directly, or if you're paying for the VIPs and stuff like that. But it's expensive if you want the big package. But yeah, what is that giggle for?
The big package.
But I think you can get a 2-day pass for like $60 or $80 or something like that. I forget exactly what it boiled out to be. And I was just looking at it last night too, and that's the sad part. The brain just doesn't work. It happens when you have a birthday and you get old, and
Oh yay!
I'm getting old. It's all good. Are you looking at it?
I'm trying to.
No, I'm like rocker chick's over there. She's got her phone out. She's I think she's browsing for it at this moment. Anyway, but yeah, if we decide we're gonna go, we'll give you a shout. Maybe we can all meet up and hang out.
That would be cool. Yeah, I would definitely be interested in doing that for sure. Let me know. Did you guys already buy tickets, or is that something? No.
Oh, okay. I mean, you can do it at any time. I mean, I think you can even buy them day of. So
all right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. If you guys are for sure gonna go, let me know.
Absolutely. We'll discuss it and get some things worked out. I know that I got to look at the dates on it too. I think it's in the mid-month. So yeah, I'll let you know.
It's May 16th through the 18th.
There you go. I knew it was mid-month. May 16th through the 18th.
Sweet.
Nice.
Admission prices are 18 and up is $30.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yep. But that's just a one-day pass. So
yeah, $50 for a weekend pass.
Oh, see, there you go. $50.
That's not bad though.
No. If you're going to be there a couple of days, depending on what you want to do. I mean, if you want to stay for all the panels and try to meet all those people, then 2 days is probably a good chance to do all that in. But the cons that I've been to, it's like usually one day and you've seen everything you want to see and you just get the fuck out and you're done. I'm like, okay, I'm not meeting Lou Ferrigno this time around. JDubb, do you know who Lou Ferrigno is?
I think so.
Who?
I don't know. If I saw him, I probably would know.
The Incredible Hulk.
Oh, then yes.
The original.
Then yes, I do. I only like scary movies.
Austin, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You know what a laser disc is? If you don't, it's fine. It's fine.
I know it's something with the old computers. I've never had to use one.
Listen, Laserdisc are the intern between VHS and DVDs. They had movies on them. They were about vinyl size, a record size.
I've never
She'd never seen
I've
one.
never seen
I've got a couple
I've-
floating around here, and I can't
I've
find
heard
them.
I've heard the term. Like I just thought it was something with old technology.
It is old technology. It's so funny, you know. We interviewed years ago a paranormal investigator by the name of Connor Biddle, and he was on the verge of having a Netflix deal back when. This is when investigations were still relatively new. Ghost hunters and taps and all that shit were pretty strong, but the Netflix deal was right there on the table with him. And the only thing that they needed to finish the deal was they wanted all of his old backup files, all the files of everything he'd ever shot, so that they could re-edit and do it exactly how they wanted to do it. And he had erased all of that shit. He'd lost everything. He just, you know, he never thought about keeping it.
Wow.
So in that story, compared to you know, Laserdisc and all that, I remember my very first jump drive, which was like 16 I don't know, gigabytes or some shit like that, you know, was a giant ass fucking thing like this. And now you can store gigs upon terabytes on little jump drives like that. So I'm always amazed at the jumps in technology and how much you can store on little pieces of equipment now. So enjoy it, but always keep everything backed up. I hope you don't delete any of your stuff, and I hope you keep everything.
When I run out of storage, I just buy new storage.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, my 3 terabyte is full. I just got a new 3 terabyte and started filling it back up because it goes quick, but
It does.
yeah. What do you think, JDubb? What else do we need to talk to Austin about today?
I don't know. We talked about a lot.
We did talk about a lot.
Why don't you tell us about your channel and your socials and all that jazz, so everybody knows where to go to see
Yeah.
it?
So on YouTube, it's at The Ghost Files, all one word, you know, just like a username. And then Instagram is at The Ghost Files, but there's 2 T's in Ghost because the name was taken, unfortunately. And TikTok is at The Ghost Files, and Facebook is The Ghost Files. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool.
Very cool. Very
I'm
cool.
not on Twitter or anything.
You mean X?
Yeah.
And it's a changing name. Everybody knows what Twitter is. It's I don't know why they changed it. It should always just be Twitter, but yeah, we will post all that stuff in the show notes. I'll have all of the list of all those in the show notes, and we will get it on our Facebook page. As you're listening, you can look down through there and find it. So it's just a click away from going. I was actually on your Instagram last night looking around. I didn't realize you had a TikTok. I don't know. I just missed that link somewhere, but what kind of stuff you posting on TikTok?
So I used to post like I don't know, missing people. Like I would do like a little summary of a missing person that was like went missing and was never found again. Like nobody
Right.
to this day, nobody knows what happened. And I kind of try to pick ones that like it didn't seem like there was like a lot of foul play scenarios that could have been involved. So I like I don't know, ones that kind of just like what the hell happened. But now I just kind of focus on my YouTube. I'm still trying to get my TikTok isn't really going. Like I have 5,000 followers, but it's so slow compared to like because I like to make film and stuff, so you can't really do that on TikTok. I just post like little clips of my documentaries on there now. So I'm trying to still grow it, but it's hard.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's so time consuming. It takes away from the other things you want to get done and need to get done. And it's like you try to do an AI clip and it just doesn't feel right. And cause like, with, the stuff we record with, you can take the video and make an AI clip and you look at it and it's like, it just doesn't work. So, I personally need to spend more time when I'm actually editing, kind of pulling clips out and getting them ready for stuff like Reels and TikTok. But yeah, like I said, it's just so time consuming. It takes away from the other things you're working on.
I have a poop marbles video that would probably go viral, but mine's private.
A what?
A poop marbles. I have horses and I slid on some poop marbles and swore, and then we have cameras in the barn and I found it and it's pretty hilarious. It probably would go viral, but
you should make it public.
I don't know about all that. Ah, damn it.
I wonder what I could do with that. Maybe I might have a little bit of time. I have that clip in my arsenal, so.
Have you guys you've seen it?
Oh yeah. It's actually for those listening in the last episode. Was it last one or the one before?
One of them.
One of them on our Patreon, which is patreon.com/2sop. At the end of the video, after the outro credits, the video is there on the Patreon. So if you're on top tier, then you get a chance to see it. Well, wait, no, you can see it on second tier also. So.
That's top tier material.
My background's terrible. I wish I would have known.
Your background is just fine. I just have guitars and.
You're all good.
I got like a bunch of Legos and stuff going on back there.
That's okay.
Listen, you ought to watch the videos of Just Logan or Wonder Bread. They have all kinds of toys behind them. For those who listen to 2Sop a lot, you'll know that Logan and Lance, Lance is with the Puck Yeah podcast here on the Golden Mojo Entertainment Network. And of course, Just Logan, he's everywhere. Yeah. If he's not on Golden 80s, he's on 2Sop. If he's not on 2Sop, he's on Call Guys. If he's not on Call Guys, he's doing his Twitch thing.
Or he's on the other side.
Yeah, or on the other side. God, he's everywhere.
So do you guys do a episode every week? Sorry.
Yes, we do. We have one that comes out every week. So
cool.
We rotate stories. We each do our own research and then we tell a story. So
yeah, I was actually listening to your latest episode, and I thought it was cool. Like, I've listened to some other ones too, but I think it's cool how you guys come together to tell like a certain story, and you all like have something to say. It's like something like I haven't seen done.
We all have things to say.
Yeah, it's cool though. Like, I like the banter and everything like that too.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
we take a lot of hit on our banter from time to time.
Why?
A lot of Apple reviews that just kill us on our banter.
Because I don't want to listen to us talk, even though the show notes say skip to here to skip the banter.
Yep.
But then they want the story right away. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah. People are fickle. And
I always think it's cool. It's always cool though with podcasts, like, to actually kind of learn more about the person you're listening to, like in addition to the story or whatever they're telling you.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. I think if you're going to give your time to listen to the podcast, you ought to get to at least know something about the person telling you the story. I mean, what their background is and how they're finding the information to tell you the story that they're telling you. And at the same time, then you start feeling a little more personal and close to those people. So I don't know, people are different than me, I guess.
Yeah, it makes a connection for sure.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're after. All right, buddy. Austin, thank you so much for joining us. And as this comes out, the documentary should be out not too much longer after this episode airs. It's going to be very, very close. Make sure to check out United States of Paranormal's Facebook page, because we will be posting on there when it's released, and we'll have links for it all on there so you guys can get to it. And of course, you can always backlog into all the other documentaries that he's got on there. And
They're very good.
They are very good. He's got a great eye for it, man.
Thank
I was
you.
impressed.
Thank you.
So yeah, go check it out. Like I said, go check out our Patreon. Go check out our website, UnitedStatesOfParanormal.com, where you can find all the merch. It has been weeded out. I'm getting ready to put some new stuff on. You know what I noticed? That there's no women's Celestial Stag tank tops on there.
Rude.
I know. What the fuck?
What is
Anyway,
Celestial Stag?
That is a majestic Celestial Stag with JDubb riding on it. With her,
I did a story on, what was it? Like the Chinese, like paranormal Chinese stuff, and Celestial Stag is how I said it, and one of our listeners liked it. So as a joke, they made a T-shirt of me riding the Celestial Stag.
yeah, it's a beautiful.
It's a good shirt. I have it.
Horse with wings, and it's
No, there's no wings. It's like
sorry.
it's like a
Giant elk or something.
yeah, an elk. Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
And it's like,
Moose.
yeah.
There's no squirrel, just the moose.
Anyway,
But yes, I am going to get a Celestial Stag women's tank top on there because it needs to be up there. But yeah, it has been weeded out, so there's still a lot of your favorites, and there's new stuff on the way. I'm working on it in my spare time. Also, go check out goldenmojoent.com for all of the other information on all the podcasts in the Golden Mojo network that you love, whether it be the Call Guys or Murd Nerds or Golden 80s or Indiana Chiefs fans, whatever we're working on. We keep it busy. Austin, thank you so much, man. We appreciate you taking the time and being flexible, because we had to move days.
Of course.
And
all
we
good.
love it. And we will keep you up to date on anything going on in Mansfield. If we make it over there, I'll let you know.
Cool. Yeah, I'll be looking forward to that.
Sorry,
If you don't mind me asking though, what do you guys do in the hospital?
materials, supplies,
Oh, okay.
supply chain.
Like you're not like a nurse or a doctor or anything?
No.
Oh, okay.
Thank
I was kind of curious.
No.
Dr. JDubb. Dr. JDubb, medicine woman.
Oh, it's getting deep in here now. All right, Austin, thank you. Ladies, thank you. And let's get out of here. Yeah?
Yeah.
So keep it spooky. And I'll see you on
thank
the other
you, guys.
side.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye, bud. Thank you for listening to the United States of Paranormal podcast. Check us out at theunitedstatesofparanormal.com, where you can find our Spotlight of the Month, Fan of the Month, and all of our amazing merchandise. Or you can find us on social media at Facebook at the United States of Paranormal, Instagram at the United States of Paranormal, and YouTube at the United States of Paranormal 1795. And don't forget, we are now on Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/2sop.
Please check out the other podcasts in the Golden Mojo Entertainment Network of podcasts. The Call Guys, Golden Image Podcast, Indiana Chiefs Fans, Golden 80s, The Gridiron Kings, Murd Nerds, and A Quart of Books and Booze, all of which can be found at goldenmojoent.com or wherever you stream your favorite podcasts.
And if you have a location or a story that you would like for us to check into, please email us at theunitedstatesofparanormal@gmail.com. Please like, rate, and subscribe wherever you listen. Thank you for all of your support. Bye.